Joel, thank you very much for sitting down with me today, mate.
Thanks for having us.
For those that don't know, you are the husband of the infamous Elise, who is a beloved member of our Hitfit Melton community. You guys moved up to Bundaberg in Queensland for a lifestyle change from Melbourne, and now you guys are our first interstate Hitfit franchise partners, which is a massive moment for you guys, but also a massive moment for us. So congratulations, mate. And we're all really, really excited to expand out to Queensland and Bundaberg of all places. Let's take it back to the start. What was your first impression of Hitfit when Elise started training at Hitfit Melton?
I honestly thought it was going to be another fad. You know, Elise had been into so many different things in the fitness industry and stuff, but the longer she was there, the more she kept coming home and talking about the culture and how positive everyone was. And I started to feel like I was missing out a little bit, honestly, but I couldn't start so long after she did because I can't have her being better at me than at everything. So at anything, actually, not everything. So.
And what changes did you see in Elise as a result of going to Hitfit?
Confidence, I would say, would be the biggest one. Like, Elise is a really social person, so people probably wouldn't think this, but she can be a little bit self-conscious, you know, avoids any conflict and stuff like that, even to the point of, you know, making a phone call that might have a little bit of conflict in it. But yeah, after being at Hitfit, I've just seen her confidence lift and able to manage things like that, you know, and general positivity. Like she's always a positive person, but she was just even more positive, which is great.
Absolutely, 100%. And then since moving to Bundaberg, have you guys found a place like Hitfit in Bundaberg? And whether that's a yes or a no, did that influence your decision to want to open up a Hitfit of your own?
Yeah, absolutely nothing like that. Like there is a few other boxing gyms there, but nothing like Hitfit. I don't know that there is much else like Hitfit. Like, it's pretty amazing. And yeah, definitely was a bit of a spark to start the train. So yeah, we're getting pretty excited to bring it to Bundy.
Absolutely. Now, Elise did disclose that when she first brought up the Hitfit franchise opportunity, you were in hospital and you may or may not have been high on pain medication. So she really picked her moments to plant the seed, you know?
Definitely.
Now,
mate.
you were all for it then, and obviously once you come down, obviously you're still all for it.
Yep.
Talk us through that process and when kind of the penny dropped for you guys, and not even just for the Hitfit franchise opportunity, but when you thought, you know what, we want to do something of our own.
Yeah, well, obviously being in hospital with the injuries and stuff like that, started to realise, you know, not everything can rely on my body being the major breadwinner and being a tradie. So we started to look at other avenues, you know. Elise has always wanted to open a gym. So thought we'll get behind her and support her in that and try and make that work.
For sure. And then naturally, I'm sure you guys would have explored the Hitfit opportunity as well as other opportunities, whether that was other franchises or looking to do something of your own.
Yep.
I guess through that process, what ultimately influenced you to decide to go with Hitfit?
Yeah, look, initially I had a few reservations. But after having a chat with yourself, like, I just gained so much respect for you. Like, just the way you handle things, the way you go about it. I was ready to put my trust and faith in you and what you're building. And honestly, I'm so thankful that we did, because it has been nothing short of amazing, honestly.
Appreciate it very much, mate. Thank you for the kind words, but it most absolutely works both ways. You know, like, we need to obviously trust people like yourselves to create these amazing Hitfit communities in places all over Australia, and obviously Bundaberg, Queensland, being able to do what we do in Melton all the way up north is pretty mind-blowing for us too, you know what I mean? So the appreciation goes both ways, mate, and appreciate the trust you guys put in us, and equally we put just as much trust in you guys. And for the good, the bad and the ugly, mate, we'll be in your corner every step of the way, that's for sure.
Thank you, mate.
And creating an amazing community in Bundy. On that note, what are you most excited about?
I'm excited to create our own little community, you know, our own little family. I've always liked helping people, but I think even more so with the injury and sort of down in a pretty dark spot, like a rock bottom, I guess, you know, just makes me even more want to be able to help people who may be in the same situation, like lend that hand that was sort of handed out to me, you know. That's really, really something huge for me. at the moment.
For sure. And obviously, as you know, with Hitfit, we fight for the underdogs. And I think the very empowering thing about boxing is that you don't have to go into the ring and fight per se, but even just training in boxing, it does awaken that inner fighter in a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's if they're fighting battles inside the gym or outside the gym, etc. And like, you don't have to be a fighter in the ring, but in life, you do have to be a fighter to accomplish what you want to accomplish, you know? And I think the universe tests us in a bunch of different ways, whether it's something as extreme as yourself and obviously all the physical things you've had to go through and mental and emotional, etc. But even for some people, it's something as simple as like making an uncomfortable phone conversation or walking into the gym for the first time. Like that is like, can feel life or death to them, you know? So I think just seeing people's transformation, no matter like how big or small,
Absolutely.
that really is like the most rewarding part of like what we do at Hitfit.
We're looking forward to that.
100%. And then obviously for people from all walks of life, you see kids as young as 4 or 5 years old, you know, like get a combination and then turn to their parents and just that beaming smile, that is equally as rewarding as someone losing 20, 30, 40, 50 kilos and transforming their life, you know?
Absolutely.
So you're currently in your franchise training week.
Yep.
How has that been going thus far?
Honestly, it's been fun, like really fun. The group of people at Hitfit HQ are all just amazing. Like we've locked in, it's been a fair bit of work and a lot to take on, but we've had a good laugh while we're doing it and we've been loving it, man. It's been good.
Awesome. And what's the support from HQ been like thus far?
Dude, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like, I haven't really been ever in a position to have people behind me like what we do now and genuinely behind you. Like, it's absolutely, I didn't expect any of it. Like, it's blown my mind, truly. And it, like, I actually get a little bit emotional thinking about it. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, amazing to hear, and rightfully so. I think when you guys are as genuine as you are, like naturally you attract the right people, you know? I think in life sometimes you have to kiss a few frogs, for the lack of a better word, you know, and go through a few people. But I think eventually you do attract the right people, you know, and that's also with us. Like naturally we do get a lot of inquiries for franchisees, and unfortunately we don't deem all of them the right fit, and rightfully so. But you guys have been absolutely amazing.
We're doing our best to not be the frog.
No, and it goes both ways, you know. So we're also equally as grateful for you guys, and not only that, how seriously you're taking it. You know, and obviously you're taking it seriously because you've put a lot on the line, emotionally and financially, but also too, like you also want to do right by the brand, you know, and that's important to us. And I think any relationship, when both parties can benefit and both parties win, typically that's the foundation of a long-lasting relationship, you know? Yeah,
and you guys are so amazing. We don't want to let you down. You know, we feel an obligation to be great because you guys are so great.
Appreciate it, but also likewise for us too. You know, you've trusted us with a lot, you know, and you've put a lot on the line to make this become a reality. And equally, that's not something that we take lightly either, you know. So now that it is becoming a reality, mate, and we haven't necessarily gone live with the marketing just yet, but you guys have been getting an amazing response. So up until today's date, you guys have had just under or just over 100 people register for the challenge without any formal announcement of, you know, the 28-day challenge, which has been amazing. And obviously yourself, you've been handling a lot of the messages and stuff. What's been the initial response thus far?
I think it's been amazing. Like
100%.
People have just really got behind it. Elise is in her element with the social media side of things and trying to show off our personality a little bit and having some fun with it. But yeah, I think Bundy's getting right behind us, man. And I think they're only going to get behind us more and more, the more people get in there.
100%. And when you guys become the best performing location, we're going to have to fly you back down to Melbourne and do a version 2 of this interview, mate. Appreciate your time, John.
Thank you, mate.
Legend.